minutes until airtime here on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue will be with 1 minute until airtime. Mark. Network stations, we are 1 minute until airtime on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Studios, please start your archive recording. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues during today's broadcast, please call the Appalachian State Studio Hotline at area code 336-831-0827. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime. Mark, 30 seconds until airtime. Once again, stations, if you encounter any issues during the broadcast, please call the App State Studio Hotline at 336-831-0827. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Appalachian Sports Network.
Live from the River Street Ale House, welcome to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield. Coming up, 60 minutes of Mountaineer football conversation and your chance to hear from head coach Shawn Clark. Mountaineer Talk is brought to you by the Allen Tate Companies. Hey Mountaineers, Allen Tate Realtors is the official realtor of App State Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Allen Tate today for all your real estate needs. Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward. Now, to get things underway, here's the voice of the Mountaineers, Adam Witten.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Mountaineer Talk here on the Appalachian Sports Network. Good to be back here at River Street Ale House in front of an outstanding crowd as we talk App State football for the next hour on this Tuesday night. We'll recap the Marshall game from Saturday. We'll look ahead to the next road test coming up this Saturday as the Mountaineers head down to Lafayette to take on the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. We'll visit with Shawn Clark here in just a moment. Tonight is also quarterbacks night, so we will talk with offensive coordinator and QB coach Frank Ponce, plus our captain quarterback Joey Aguilar will join the show. That's coming up a little bit later. As a reminder, if you want to be a part of the festivities this evening, you can do so in a variety of ways. Use the hashtag Mountaineer Talk on Twitter. Use the email inbox, mountaineertalk@gmail.com. You can text us at 828-295-2063. Those of you watching on our Facebook live stream, go ahead and put your questions into the comments section. We'll get to those in the second segment of our show tonight. All right, Coach Clark's comments tonight brought to you by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great, Adam. What a great crowd. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight and listening to App State football.
Yeah. All right. So let's recap Saturday a little bit. It's really tough. You know, we talked to you after the post-game show, and some of the questions that you get asked, the answers don't really reveal themselves until you have a chance to look at the tape, right? So you've had a chance now to look at the tape, and what are some of your takeaways from Saturday?
Well, again, we didn't play our best. We understand that. But again, I thought our kids competed very well. The first half we took the ball first. We tried to change the momentum a little bit, and we went 3 and out. Then Marshall goes and scores, and then we go down and get a field goal, and then we stop and go back and score a touchdown, go 10-3. So I thought we started strong there as far as getting the lead and getting some momentum. Then we give it the big play, and again, that's been our Achilles heel right now on defense, is getting up the explosive plays, and we have to get that corrected. But I thought our kids fought very hard the whole game. I thought our offense was able to move the ball at times. We had 96 plays of offense, and that was a lot. I mean, we had the ball 37 minutes that game. But again, a lot to improve on in all 3 phases: special teams, offense, defense. But our kids have been working their tails off to get that corrected.
So Marshall comes out and they employ a new quarterback than they had used the entire season, a different offensive scheme. Take us through when that was revealed itself to you and the rest of the staff, and then how you tried to counter that throughout the afternoon.
That was the first time we've seen that quarterback, and he has not played all year long, and he was really dangerous with his feet. So the first time we found it was the first play of the game, and we found out right then that he was going to be a runner. And when that happens, you have to account for the quarterback as well. I thought once we got after the first series or 2, we got kind of settled back in a little bit and explained to our defense what was going on and where to fit our gaps. And again, we had to get things corrected without question. But again, our kids have great attitudes of practice today with a very spirited practice, and we have to get it corrected. There's no question about that, and we will. And it's a great opportunity this weekend in Louisiana.
How did you feel? You mentioned this at the top, but what's your assessment of the way the offense played? Because first half, you're very balanced, you're efficient, but again, just falling behind by those multiple scores kind of changes the game plan offensively.
Yeah, we've done some good things, but again, we have 2 turnovers. We can't throw a pick that leads to a touchdown, and we have another interception there. And again, if we can't say what if, but I mean, if we don't throw those 2 picks, then it's a 1-point game at halftime, something totally different. So I thought we were able to run the ball better. I think we ran for over 180 yards in the running game and threw the ball well. But the turnovers we can't have, especially in our conference. These are tough opponents, and every possession matters. And whenever you give one to the opposing team, that's going to come back and hurt you.
You didn't have Christian Horn. We'll get to some of the guys that weren't available from the game on Saturday, but I want to specifically ask you about the wide receiver position. Dalton Stroman gets the opportunity to get most of Christian's snaps this past weekend, and seemed like he took advantage of that.
Yeah, very proud of Dalton. Christian has an injury. He's going to be out for a little bit, and Dalton took full advantage of it. He was our leading receiver. I'm not sure how many balls he got. It was close to 100 yards receiving yards, I believe, but came with some big catches there. It was a 4th down conversion. He goes for a touchdown right before the half, and again, just very proud of Dalton, the way he's been consistent in practice, the way he keeps competing, and when his time came available, he was able to cash in and one of those opportunities.
5 catches, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns for Stroman against Marshall. Let's talk about special teams. So we all found out at the game on Saturday that Michael Hughes was injured, wasn't able to go. Jackson Moore comes out as place kicker. Cash McVeigh handles kickoffs. How did you manage the special teams without one of your most valuable pieces?
Yeah, anytime you lose an All-American kicker, that hurts without question. But Michael will be out for an extended period of time. We hope to get him back this season. Jackson came in and did well at times on the field goals, and his first career kick, it goes for like a 30-yard field goal. So we were happy for that. He missed one there, but he's got a good foot, he's got a good leg, and he's got to keep swinging. Then Cash McVeigh came in and kicked, and we kind of changed how we did things. We went more with a sky kick to give us a better opportunity to get out and cover. So again, those guys are getting a lot more reps in practice. We're going to find out through competition this week who's going to be the starting kicker and field goal kicker.
All right, so ultimately, what did you guys learn from this game that you've said, hey, here's the message coming out of that game. Our record is not where we want it to be. We've got another tough test going on the road, but where are you focusing your messaging to the team right now?
Well, I went back right after the game. I asked our team, who are we? And that goes for coaches, players, everyone involved in our program. Who are we? And we can stay down or we can get back up. And that's not what Mountaineers do. We fight to the very end. And as long as we're breathing, we're going to keep fighting.
Yep. Your message going into the game in terms of everything that this community has been through and outside of the high country across the region has been through with the storm and its devastation is you're playing for something bigger than yourselves. Give us a sense of how the team embraced that. And I'm not even talking about the scoreboard because I don't think that the scoreboard necessarily matters in this particular context. But the way that your team went out and did its best to try to represent what it was playing for.
Yeah, all week long. We have a team meeting on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I told our team we're playing something bigger than yourselves right now to go out and represent our community, our town, our county. And, the county is important to our football program, all of athletics. And our athletic program, we take a lot of pride in our people in this town. So we want to go out and do well for them. Disappointed that we lost, but again, we went out and played our tails off to go back and make them happy and make them proud. And that's something we'll continue to do all season long.
What can you say about the way that the team, your staff, all of our student athletes really, because with classes canceled, it's really student athletes that are the students here right now, but the way that your team, other teams on campus have been able to try to lend their time, lend their physically abled bodies where they're able to whenever possible.
Yeah, I'm just very proud of everyone in our athletic department, from administrative to coaches to players. And, we've done a lot of time out in the community, volunteer with different organizations, different support groups. I ran into the women's basketball coach and her team at Cornerstone Church, ran into our men's basketball team, and Coach Kearns there as well. We've loaded helicopters at Boone Airport with water, food supplies. We loaded generators yesterday. And that's something I'm very proud of. Again, those are things people don't see a lot of times, but again, that's kind of people we have in our program, kind of character kids we have. And I'm very proud of that part of it. And we're going to be here through the long haul for them. It's not going to be a week or two that we're going to say, listen, you're on your own. We're going to keep fighting for our community. Anytime we have a free chance, we'll go out and volunteer to these organizations, relief aids to people in our community, because that's what it's about. Yep.
And there's still ways that you can help out. If you're not here in Boone or the High Country, we know there's a lot of people watching and listening across the state and the region. The App State Disaster Relief Fund, appstate.edu, it's going to be needed for a long time. So thank you, everyone that has supported. Thank you, everybody that has wrapped their arms around this community, this fan base, this family, this entire region of our state, and even South Carolina and eastern part of Tennessee. I mean, there's a lot of people affected by this. So for everyone out there watching and listening, thank you so much for your support.
I do want to say this. Our university has been providing free meals to everyone in our county from 9:30 to 7 o'clock at night, and that's important. That speaks from Chancellor Norris, how she's embraced this town, this county. She's been there for a long time, and her leadership has been undeniable. You see it everywhere you go. So again, I want to thank our Chancellor Norris, everyone at our university, for stepping up for everyone in our town.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Absolutely. Okay, we've got more to do here on tonight's show. We're going to get to your questions for Coach Clark in our next segment, and then coming up a little bit later, we will preview the opponent on Saturday, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. First, Mountaineers. Alan Tate is the official realtor of App State Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Alan Tate today for all your real estate needs. We're just getting started from River Street Ale House tonight. Come on back for more of Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, right after this.
State University takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our award-winning high-speed nationwide network. We offer the latest devices and technology at a great value with an exceptional local customer service experience that you deserve. Try us risk-free for 30 days. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers.
When you think of winning plays, what comes to mind? An unforgettable day in Ann Arbor, Michigan, when a blocked kick made 107,000 fall silent, or a tipped Hail Mary turned into a touchdown. These moments are woven into the storied history of App State football. And just like those plays, Blue Ridge Energy knows a thing or two about making winning moves. We're here to power your life with the resources your family needs, offering savings, quick response times, and a reliability rating of over 99%. At Blue Ridge Energy, we've got the game plan to keep you and your loved ones energized.
Reaches the ball out, and he's in!
More coverage of Mountaineer football after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
What does it mean to be first for teaching? First, we listen. First, we engage. First, we recognize potential. You have what it takes: the drive, the smarts, and the heart to be the kind of educator who changes and inspires lives. 2 million kids are waiting for you, but first, your journey starts right here. Be first. Be an App State teacher. Learn more at firstteach.appstate.edu.
For over 60 years, Daniel Boone Inn has been serving Boone and the High Country delicious family-style meals that take you back to your grandma's table. Whether it's our family-style dinner with our signature fried chicken and country ham biscuits served with traditional Southern vegetables, or our classic Southern breakfast with such favorites as scrambled eggs, local country ham, biscuits and gravy, pancakes, and more, you're sure to feel right at home at the Daniel Boone Inn. So be sure to stop by in pregame, postgame, or let us prepare your next tailgate at the Rock.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now back to River Street Ale House and the voice of the Mountaineers, Adam Witten.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're just getting underway with head coach Shawn Clark on a Tuesday night. Good to be back here at River Street Ale House amongst so many familiar faces. App State and Louisiana coming up on Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central Time in Lafayette. That's the kickoff. It'll be on ESPN+. Coach Clark's comments powered by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. Man, shout out to Blue Ridge Energy and all the people that work. I mean, out there in the field. We can't thank them enough for doing everything. I know there's still a lot of people out there that do not have power, but amazing what these people, they're going to such far reaches to be able to try to get people power as quickly as possible.
Yeah, obviously Blue Ridge Energy has been awesome, and we've seen trucks from Ohio from Kentucky to Tennessee, you name it, Florida. So it's we just want to say thank you for all you do, and we have a lot of work to be done, but you guys have been awesome. Just
linemen coming in, just wanting to help, trying to help in any way that they can. Okay, some questions here for Coach Clark. Let's start on our Facebook live stream with Jason. Jason asks, why is the offense huddling more instead of pushing the tempo?
Well, there's a few reasons behind that. We've played well when we've huddled, and that's the one great advantage of having the microphone or the speaker in the quarterback's helmet, that we can huddle up and not give the defense an advantage. It helps with sign stealing, which happens a lot in college football, and again, we'll be able to control the tempo, and that way we can go fast when we need to, but really huddle it up and control the pace of the game, and that's what we want to do. We did it at East Carolina, had a lot of success, and then, when you play a team that was up-tempo like Marshall, we want to make sure we had the ball longer than they did.
All right, Isaac asks, Coach, are you able to get in more practice than normal since there's no school this week?
I wish we could. There's an NCAA rule that we can only have them 20 hours a week, and that's including weightlifting, meeting time, and practice. So you would think you'd have more time to meet, but you can't because NCAA rules. So we're still under a 20-hour-a-week rule right now, and we'll make sure we abide by them.
Okay. Becky asks, will there be a game on 10/26? There will be a game. I assume she's more asking about if it's going to be played in Boone.
Well, Becky, it's a great question. It's a great question for Athletic Director Doug Gillen. We would love to play in Boone. That's our first goal. We're going to do what's best for our town first, and if we can control that, we'd love to be here. If not, we'll find another place to play. But we want to play here. We'll do everything we can to play here, but we'll wait and see what happens.
Yep, doing it safely for sure, and making sure that the infrastructure and the resources are there to do so. But I know everyone's working very hard to try to get an answer to that question. Tony asks, what makes Louisiana so dangerous on both sides of the ball?
Well, on offense, they're very good on offense. It starts with their quarterback and their running backs. I mean, they're 8th nationally in time of possession, and then they call it DSSR rating, which is moving the chains. And so they're averaging 8 possessions a game, which means they're holding the ball longer. And they have great weapons at running back. And one running back's averaging 7.2 yards per carry. They have 2 great receivers. Their offensive line is big, athletic, great tight ends. On that side of the ball, on defense, they can really run. They can move, and they give you different looks as far as 4-down linemen, 3-down linemen, bring different kind of blitz patterns. So, again, Mike's done a great job there. It's going to be a great challenge as we go down there, but that's what you play the game for. We look for this opportunity.
Okay, Texter at 828-295-2063 writes in and asks about Anderson Castle. Didn't see him a lot on Saturday. What's his status?
Yeah, it's not that Anderson. He wanted to play. Yeah, he has a lingering injury right now. We wanted to make sure we held him back as much as we could, and we were able to do that with our 3 other running backs. But Anderson practiced today, and if he's 100%, there's one thing about Anderson Castle you never have to worry about. If he can play, he's going to play, and he's a a great teammate. He's awesome to be around, but our number one priority is his health, and we weren't sure he's 100%. We want to make sure he's 100% before he plays.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for the questions. If you have more questions, we've got Frank Ponce, our offensive coordinator, and quarterback Joey Aguilar still scheduled to join us in just a little bit. I want to tell you about Mountaineer Mania, our friends over here in Boone. They are alumni-owned. Preston Powell, class of 2001. They are the longest-running team store of 43 years. Not only do they have the largest selection of App State Nike products in town, but they've got a hat bar now that has the largest selection of App State headwear under one roof. So, Mountaineer Mania, great source to be able to find all your App State gear. When we come back, we will preview Saturday's opponent, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. That's when we return to River Street Ale House for more Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge right after these messages.
Football season, when I becomes we, and we live every day for Saturdays. Well, and a couple of Thursdays. It's when The Rock is the loudest place on planet Earth, and every fan in the high country reaches for delicious Pepsi all season long. Pepsi picks us up so we can tailgate longer and cheer louder. It refreshes so we can always be a winning, a grinning, and a feeling fine. So grab a Pepsi and roll Nears, proud sponsor of App State football.
On game day, there's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It is great to be a Mountaineer.
The home of the Mountaineers. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Mountaineer football is back, which means it's time to fire up those grills and tailgate. The grilling experts at Appalachian Energy and G&B Energy would like to remind you of a few helpful tips when heading out to your cookout this season. Remember that it's okay to bring your own sauces. Always expect the grill master to provide meat, but bring your own sides and beverages. And last but not least, do not touch the grill. For more grilling tips and to learn more about Appalachian Energy and G&B Energy Tailgater of the Year contest, visit us at gbenergy.com.
Hey fans, this is Wayne Cook, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country every week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way to the national championship game in January. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you'd love to get your podcasts. And be sure to follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
You're tuned in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now, time to hear more from head coach Shawn Clark and your host, Adam Witten.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got one more segment to go here with head coach Shawn Clark. Great crowd on hand here at River Street Ale House as we roll on with Mountaineer Talk. Coach Clark's comments brought to you by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. We are going to talk about Saturday's opponent, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns, in just a moment, but we have to first give some love to the official beef of App State football. Who doesn't love beef, especially when it's Goddard Family Farms beef, the official beef of App State football, featuring a premium farm-to-table product sustainably grown in the heart of the mountains, shipped directly to your door. You and your tailgate can now have the beef that fuels the black and gold on game day. Visit GoddardFamilyFarms.com for all the details on how to hashtag eat like a Mountaineer. You do anything with like beef chili or stew when it gets cold in these late fall, winter months?
Yeah, without question. Use Derek Goddard's ground beef, make a little chili, and sit back and by the fire and watch a little football.
Okay, that's not a bad way to spend a day. I mean, we got some midweek football coming up this week, so get home after a night of watching film and doing game plans to maybe catch a little midweek college football.
Most of those games are over when we get home, but we can always watch them on replay.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe by 11 o'clock, you might have still one kind of lingering on here or there. Okay, let's talk about Louisiana. The Cajuns are 4-1. They have won their last 2 games. They won in Winston-Salem over Wake Forest. They won their conference opener this past Saturday at Southern Miss, 23-13. Michael Desormeaux is the head coach, and this team is, their only loss right now was a close one to a rival of theirs in Tulane, and we know what Tulane's been so far this year. So this team's got a pretty good resume.
Yeah, Mike's done a great job with them playing at a high level, and it's going to be a great challenge for us to go down there and play well to have a chance to win. It's a tough place to play. As we're watching tape from the wide view, there's no fans in the stands. I'm like, man, they usually have great crowds, but the problem is they're doing redoing their stadium.
Yep.
So they're all in the end zones and behind us. So, but he does a great job. I mean, he's an offensive-minded coach. He played quarterback there, and you can really see how he's his 4th year as the head football coach. So he's able to open up. He run the ball very well. I mean, they have a couple schemes in the run game, and then they really set up the play action with their cross-country routes and their little boots and neckers. So the running backs are really good, and so is their offensive line. Their quarterback does a great job. He's not the quarterback we faced this past week, but he can beat you with his feet. Mm-hmm. But again, very talented. And then on defense, I mean, they're multidimensional, and they can really get after the quarterback. So our offensive lines play very well, and that's including our tight ends and running backs.
So Ben Wooldridge is the quarterback. He wears number 10. He's a transfer from Fresno State, a veteran guy, a super senior player, but he's completing about 70% of his passes. What are they doing scheme-wise to allow him to be so efficient?
He's getting the ball out of his hands quick, and they do a different passing concepts, a lot of quick game where it's the ball's gone less than 2 seconds. So some of that quick game, you just got to get your hands up. You can't get to the quarterback. And they're running the ball so well, you're bringing safeties down to stop the run. That's when they set their boots and play actions and what we call a cross-country route, bringing the furthest receiver all the way across the field. So if you're a man coverage, it's a long ways to go. So we have to have clean eyes in the backfield, in the back end of our defense. And we have to make sure that we're there to stop the run, but also when we see high hats in the offensive line, you have to get back in your coverage lanes.
Many folks remember Louisiana in terms of when we would see them regularly with Billy Napier as the head coach. With Michael Desormeaux, who is a Louisiana guy, that's kind of part of the family in terms of his relationship to that program. Is their identity similar to when Napier was there? They were hard-nosed, run the football, very similar to what you're talking about in terms of offensive scheme, but what is the identity under Desormeaux?
Very similar. Mike was the offensive coordinator there for Billy, and then when Billy left, he got the head coach. So a lot of the same principles, a lot of the same foundation, and he's added on to that. I mean, different when Billy was there, they ran different kind of running plays. Now Mike's only doing really the inside and outside zone, but again, he's really grown his passing game as far as the play action pass goes.
You mentioned the running backs, and Bill Davis is, he's not very tall, but 235 pounds. He's a redshirt freshman. He's their leading rusher in terms of yardage, but then you have Zylan Perry, 5'11", 207, redshirt sophomore. But both of those guys are have over 300 yards in the first 5 games. So it doesn't seem like there's necessarily a workhorse in that running back room, but what are the different styles of the guys you might see carrying the football?
Like 2 bowling balls. I mean, it's going to take gang tackling to come out and tackle. Not one person brings them down. I mean, they're hitting, getting yards after carry. Again, just 2 really good running backs, and you watch it throughout the film study. We're going to have multiple guys around the ball to get him down, but he can also beat you out of the backfield. He catches great swing balls out of the backfield and gets you into open space. So it's going to be a tough challenge for us.
Defensively, what are we looking at in terms of their scheme?
They're big up front. They are big up front, and they like to stop the run and get after the quarterback. I mean, I think you look at their linebackers; they play downhill very quick, and then their corners are very good. They're not as tall as we've seen here in the last few weeks, but again, they're very athletic, and they can really challenge our receivers down the field.
They are number 1 in the conference and 8th nationally against the pass. They're only averaging 147 yards allowed against the pass. What makes them so effective defending the passing game?
Well, they're really good at stopping the run, and when you can do that, third down, you can really bring in your different kind of packages you have on third down. But I mentioned they blitz you and make you get rid of the ball fast, and they make you throw in front of the chains. So you don't have a lot of time to throw the ball. We got to do a great job up front this week, and again, hitting our hot routes and getting the ball to the flat and let our guys make plays in the open space.
What is the overall message that you're trying? I know we talked about this in the first segment of the show, but when we talk about the game itself, not necessarily coming back from what happened Saturday in Huntington, but this particular game, going on the road, trying to get back on track in terms of conference play, what's the message you're trying to deliver to the team when you're huddling up with them at the end of each practice or in these meetings? What are you trying to drill home right now?
Just really, it's called DYJ. Just do your job. And a lot of times when things aren't going the right way, people try to overcompensate and do their job and fill other people's jobs. If you just do your job, be in the right spot at the right time, then make a play. And the same thing on offense. Sometimes we try to press the ball down the field or do something that's not in our system just to make a play. And just do your job and just give us your very best. We don't have to be superhuman. Just give us our very best, and that'll be good enough. And again, I'm proud of our team. They come to work every single day, but we have to get that win. We're hungry for that win, and we know that everyone wants us to win. We want to win more, So, but again, it's going to be a great challenge. One we look forward to. It's going to be a little warm down there in Louisiana. I think it's going to be around 90 degrees at kickoff. So it's going to be a great atmosphere. We got to do a great job of hydrating this week and get plenty of rest.
We know the guys will be ready, and I appreciate that we get a chance to talk football here for almost 30 minutes on the show, but especially when there's a lot of things on the minds of people here in this room, people watching, people listening. And so I want to say thank you for everything that you and the team and everyone in App State Athletics have done to help support this community and give us something to, maybe just take our minds off of things and something to follow that we enjoy for a few hours on Saturday.
That's the plan. We'll go out and play for our community, play for our town, play for Appalachian State.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Adam.
That's Shawn Clark joining us on the program. Stay tuned. We'll join offensive coordinator Frank Ponce when we return to River Street Ale House for more of Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge right after this.
When you think an unforgettable day in Ann Arbor, Michigan, when a blocked kick made 107,000 fall silent, or a tipped Hail Mary turned into a touchdown. These moments are woven into the storied history of App State football. And just like those plays, Blue Ridge Energy knows a thing or two about making winning moves. We're here to power your life with the resources your family needs, offering savings, quick response times, and a reliability rating of over 99%. At Blue Ridge Energy, we've got the game plan to keep you and your loved ones energized.
James River Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer dedicated to a full line of residential, commercial, agriculture, construction, and forestry products in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. With local locations in Wilkesboro, Newton, Statesville, and throughout the Carolinas and Virginia, James River Equipment is right around the corner and there for you. For more information, visit jamesriverequipment.com today.
Reaches the ball out, and he's in! More coverage of Mountaineer football after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Mountaineer fans, did you know UNC Health Caldwell proudly serves the high country by providing services like women's health, primary and urgent care, cancer care, spine care, urology, and more? When you or a loved one receives care at UNC Health Caldwell, count on compassionate patient-centered care from a skilled team of healthcare providers. For more information on healthcare services from Blowing Rock to Hickory, visit www.caldwellmemorial.org.
More and more Mountaineer fans are choosing to go modern at Modern Ford of Boone. When you buy with Go Modern, you can choose your vehicle, value your trade, pick your payments, apply for credit, even complete your entire purchase online, or just do the parts you want and pick up where you left off at the dealership. Go Modern puts you in control so you can buy where you want, when you want, and how you want. For your next vehicle, Go Modern. Get started at modernfordofboone.com. Proud supporter of App State Athletics.
The show, it is Mountaineer Talk, coming to you from River Street Ale House. Our show is presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and we appreciate everyone being here and enjoying their time at River Street Ale House here in Boone. It's good to be back here, and we also want to make sure that you check out Town Tavern Blowing Rock for a great dining experience. They're open for lunch, dinner, and later. 19 flat screen TVs as well to catch the game. They also boast the largest outdoor dining area in the High Country, so make sure you stop by Town Tavern Blowing Rock on your next trip to the High Country. All right, everyone, give it up for our next guest. He is our offensive coordinator. It is Frank Ponce. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
Good to have you on the show.
I appreciate you having me here.
All right.
It's always nice.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about, let's just start big picture here. What is your analysis? And I know this is a question that might take a while for you to answer, but analysis through 5 games of the way the offense has been going so far.
Well, we've definitely been growing each game, and we're getting better at every position. And I think it's starting with the offensive line. Those guys have been kind of shuffling around a little bit, trying to find the right fit, and I think we've done that. We're getting to the point where we feel extremely comfortable with them. Those guys are working their butts off up front. With the receiver position, those guys are starting to make plays. We're making a lot of big plays for us in the passing game. But what people don't see is the run game. They're doing a great job of blocking defenders, the safeties, and helping the run game. So we're getting better by position. Running backs, we have a great group there, and tight ends as well. So we're very balanced with those 2 positions, and our quarterback continues to get better every game, and he's playing very good at a high level right now and understanding what we have to do. And sometimes it tries to do a little too much, but that's who he is, and then we don't want to take that aggressiveness off him because that's the way he plays the game.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with someone like Joey. I mean, sometimes you have to let him be who he is, right?
Right. With Joey, he's something else, you know. That's the way he plays, and sometimes he's like I said, he tries to do a little too much and kind of gets him in trouble at times. But you got to live with that because you know that if he does one mistake, he's going to do about 5 good plays for us and keep the offense alive and keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, the word I always tend to go to when it comes to Joey is unflappable. And I mean, we've probably given examples of this in the past, but let's take Saturday, for example. You get the fluky pick 6 and totally changes the momentum of the game. What's Joey's demeanor? I mean, I know you're not on the sideline, but you're talking to him. But what's his demeanor? What's his attitude after something like that happens?
Not phased at all.
Yeah.
That's well, I think his biggest attribute is he has a very short-term memory. Whether it's good or bad, he goes on to the next play and he continues being the same guy. Doesn't change, doesn't get upset, just stays focused and continues to play hard.
Yeah. What's been the area that, and maybe it's the offensive line. I mean, we've been trying different combinations, but what's been the area of offense where you've seen the most growth from game 1 to what we saw this past Saturday?
I would say it would be the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I started with the offensive line, and our receivers as a group has gotten better throughout the season thus far. And guys are young, some guys that we expected to make plays for us and be able to help us, they're doing that. And so I think those 2 positions have been the one that has been more noticeable. And we just got to continue. But I'm saying that the other positions haven't done it, but those 2 stand out.
Yeah. I know, unfortunately, that you've had to play from behind in these last couple of games, but how do you balance sticking to your game plan, remaining balanced, but knowing, okay, we're down a couple scores here, so do I need to change the tempo? Do I need to become more pass heavy? How are you balancing that when you're up in the booth trying to call plays?
Well, we try to be balanced at all time, but it gets to a point, like you mentioned, and you can point it out, that if now we're working against the clock, so we have to go a little faster. We got to move a little faster. We got to start pushing the ball down the field, and those are the things that sometimes the defense now you become predictable. They know what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. So we try to stay as balanced as much as we can until it's time to go. Put a foot on the pedal and just keep going.
Maybe this is a question for Brian Haynes, but maybe it's for you as well. We have so many talented running backs on this team, right? How are you trying to determine who's going out there at what time?
Well, Brian does a great job alternating those guys. We're trying to have fresh legs, and he usually goes with the hot hand. And we see it as coaches, and he sees it, and who's feeling the game, who's seeing the blocking scheme up front, who's seeing making sure he's seeing the reads, and really running hard up the field. And a lot of times you got to get some dirty yards, and the guy that's doing that's the guy that we're going to go with. He's got the hot hand. But you always have, usually it works itself out. You're going to have 2 or 3 guys that are doing it. You're going to stick 2 to 1 and 2. But those guys are pretty much talented. They're pretty much even. But we'll go with a hot hand, and who's doing the best thing. And pass protection is another thing. So those guys that are in the running back position have a lot of responsibility. So and throughout the course of a game, coach sees it, and he feels who's doing the best, and that's who we'll keep.
So in a situation where you've got 4 running backs and they're rotating through, and you're trying to determine who's got the hot hand, but overall, like I said, at halftime of that game, very balanced. The running game is working. We're over 100 yards, and then maybe you have to start throwing the ball more because of the score in the second half. But you mentioned the improvement of the offensive line. Can you explain to us what the offensive line is doing better right now, or what they were doing better on Saturday to open up some more running lanes?
Well, we get, number one, the fundamentals and techniques up front of blocking. As the essence of football is blocking and tackling. We have to block. They were fitted. You can see they had a hat on the hat. They identify who their work was going to be towards to, and we continue to push hard, work hard, and finish the blocks. And those are just the base fundamentals of an offensive lineman. And once we can do that, and we've been able to do that, we are successful in the run game. Once the run game gets going, then our passing game opens up even more. So that's the biggest thing that they've done. They do a great job of protecting the quarterback. Our quarterback does not get hit a whole bunch, and like sometimes, and we'll talk to our quarterback in the meeting room, and sometimes when they do get to us, it's because we held the ball a little too long. So it's not on them. So we make sure that we understand that we have to get rid of the ball on time. But those guys up front have been doing a great job protecting the quarterback and creating holes for the running backs.
All right, we're visiting with offensive coordinator Frank Ponce. If you have a question for Coach, you can leave it in the comments section of our Facebook live stream. You can use the hashtag Mountaineer Talk on Twitter. You can email us mountaineertalk@gmail.com, or you can text in at 828-295-2063. We'll have one more segment with Coach Ponce, and later Joey Aguilar will join the show. He just entered the building, and so we'll look forward to talking to Joey here in just a little bit. We'll be back to River Street Ale House with more of Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, right after these messages.
App State University takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our award-winning high-speed nationwide network. We offer the latest devices and technology at a great value with an exceptional local customer service experience that you deserve. Try us risk-free for 30 days. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers.
On game day, there's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It is great to be a Mountaineer.
The home of the Mountaineers. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
We were heartbroken by the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, but now our hearts are filled with hope by scenes of strangers helping strangers. The Mass General Store is okay, and we will be okay, but our community needs your help today, tomorrow, and for months to come. If you are able, join the Mass Store and donate to the Hunger and Health Coalition to help feed our high country neighbors. Together, we are Mountaineers strong.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They are America's most trusted remodeler and the official exterior remodeler of App State Athletics, because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
Welcome back to the show. It is Mountaineer Talk from River Street Ale House. Our show presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Great crowd on hand here at Ale House for tonight's show. Hey Mountaineers, App State's nationally recognized MBA will put you on a path to become a leader in a global business world. Earn your App State MBA on campus or online. Check it out, mba.appstate.edu. We got a few more minutes left with our offensive coordinator, Frank Ponce. We got some questions from the viewing audience that we want to get to. Let's see. Gina asks, Coach, will we see any of the younger running backs in any future games?
Well, the younger running backs are going to have to wait their turn. They got 4 guys in front of them that are pretty good, but hopefully they're very talented, and we're excited about those guys. But as of right now, they're still growing. They're still learning the system, and we got 4 guys in front that are real playmakers and experienced and understand the system.
Okay. Tony asked a question. He asked a question about the Statue of Liberty play, but I want to ask you maybe something adjacent to that, which is something that's not currently in your playbook that you might use in a future game. So I knew you wanted to give that away. But is there something going back through the years of like, this is the most obscure play that I ever called?
No, actually, they use those type of plays. We watch them. Joey always sends me stuff on text from Twitter that he picks up, and he's really trying to tell me, hey, Coach, let's run this one, right? So I get it from him. I get it from the assistant coaches, and the head coach sends a play, and then when he sends it, it's not a suggestion. He's asking you, okay, you got to run this play here. So
it's more of like, we're going to run this, right?
Yeah. So now we look at those plays, and anything to try to help us get some yards and score touchdowns and help us win football games, we'll do. As long as it fits our system and it's somewhere where we can make it work, that it plays off one of our regular plays, then we'll put it in.
I asked Coach Clark about this earlier in the show, but one of the bright spots offensively was the performance of Dalton Stroman. What can you tell us about, he got his opportunity and he made the most of it on Saturday.
Well, we're so happy to see him have that kind of game because the kid is extremely a hard worker. He's a wonderful young man. You can count on him every single day in practice, and he was banged up a little bit a couple weeks ago, but he wanted to get back on the football field and help us win games and play well. So he wants to be part of it, and that's who you want. You want guys like that in this football team, and we love the fact that Joey was able to find him on a couple of throws throughout the game, and he trusts him. He knows that the ability that he has, the talent that he has to go and get the football, and what he can do with the football in his hands. So we definitely want to continue to try to get him the ball, and we're gonna do that, and that's one of the goals that we have for the rest of the year with him.
And that was a culmination of just great practice habits, right?
Yeah, he's practices really hard. Even when special teams is going on, we're back there with the quarterbacks and the receivers come on. Stroman is always the first one there. So he's always working with those guys. Yeah, sometimes I look at him and say, don't you get tired? He just keeps running routes and catching. He's got excellent hands, excellent ball skills, and like I said, we're going to continue to use him.
What's the biggest challenge that Louisiana's defense will present?
They're very tough. They're very athletic. They're very strong up front. I think their front seven is their strength. Their defensive backs are very athletic as well. They run to the ball extremely well. We know from just being here throughout the years what type of team they produce every single year. So we know we have a challenge ahead of us, but our guys are ready for the challenge and working their butts off in practice to go out there and work towards a win.
Looking forward to it, man.
Yes,
Thanks for coming by.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Frank Ponce joining us on the show. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll talk to Joey Aguilar as Mountaineer Talk from River Street Ale House, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, continues after this.
What comes to mind? An unforgettable day in Ann Arbor, Michigan when a blocked kick made 107,000 fall silent, or a tipped Hail Mary turned into a touchdown. These moments are woven into the storied history of App State football. And just like those plays, Blue Ridge Energy knows a thing or two about making winning moves. We're here to power your life with the resources your family needs, offering savings, quick response times, and a reliability rating of over 99%. At Blue Ridge Energy, we've got the game plan to keep you and your loved ones energized.
Tired of sitting on the sidelines because of nagging shoulder, hip, knee, or back pain? Let App Ortho get you back in the game. Offering advanced treatments for shoulder, hip, knee, and back pain, App Ortho offers same-day appointments and telehealth visits. App Ortho is also the official sports medicine and orthopedic provider for App State Athletics. Stop sitting on the sidelines and call App Ortho today, 828-386-2663, or visit apprhs.org.
Reaches the ball out, and he's in! More coverage of Mountaineer football after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
App State's top-ranked online MBA is designed for you. It's a flexible, accredited, part-time program that works with your busy schedule and allows you to earn your MBA in 2 years. Learn online from the same faculty who teach on campus with the unmatched personalized interaction and support we're known for at Appalachian. Your App State MBA is within reach, wherever you are in life. Take the next step. Apply today for spring, summer, or fall admission at appstate.edu.
Hey y'all, this is Michael Felder, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country every week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way through the national championship game in January. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to get your favorite podcast. And be sure to follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
Welcome back to the show. It is Mountaineer Talk from River Street Ale House. Glad everyone has come by for tonight's program. App State and Louisiana coming up on Saturday down in Lafayette. Mountaineer Talk brought to you in part by Alumni Hall, the official online store of App State Athletics. Shop the latest and largest selection of App State apparel, hats, Yeti, and all your tailgating gear by visiting Alumni Hall on King Street, or shop anytime at appstatesports.com or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, the ultimate Mountaineer shopping destination. Give it up, everybody, for our quarterback joining us tonight, Joey Aguilar. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
You got some wings waiting for you afterwards?
Yeah, of course.
All right, tell us. All right, so we got the Joey wings that are here at Ale House. How'd you come up with the recipe for that?
I'm a big Wingstop guy, and I like the Cajun wings at Wingstop. So it's original hot seasoning with like Cajun, a little seasoning, I guess.
Yeah.
So I also like lemon pepper. So here I just put original hot and threw lemon pepper seasoning on top of it.
Okay. They're really good. Love the wings here at Ale House. So I got some waiting for me after the show as well. What kind of plays are you texting to Ponce that he was referencing?
Just some little like trick plays, little reverse plays, or like little sneaky plays defense not going to look for.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll see some of that. I mean, hopefully he'll give you credit if we run one of those, right? And it works to succession.
I hope so.
All right, so we got some questions coming in from the audience. We'll get to those in just a minute. If you had to give yourself a letter grade on how you played so far this year, what would you give yourself?
I wouldn't give myself too good of a grade, but I won't go too hard on myself. I'll give myself about a C+. Okay. I mean, I'm doing some good things, but I'm not consistent on the good things, so just got to keep improving and just learning from the mistakes I'm doing and carry on the good things I'm doing.
So what specifically gets that up from a C+ to a B or even an A?
Just decision making. I've done some little dumb stuff this past couple games, and that'll put us in hard situations, especially for defenses. But just little things of reading the defense, staying on my progression on a pass play, and just dishing the ball out to the right guy.
Yeah. We were asking Coach Ponce about the situation. I mean, we know that nothing seems to faze you, whether it's something good or bad that happens on the field. I was asking him specifically about, he get this fluky pick six during the Marshall game. How would you describe what you were trying to do to not only shake that one off, but try to get everybody to stay composed after something like that?
Yeah, I mean, things happen. That was unfortunate, but you just got to stay composed. I mean, if you start worrying about bad plays like that, it starts getting in your head, and it's in the back of your head, and you're just worried. And for me, I just try to live for the next play and worry about doing something better on the next play. I mean, a lot of people ask me that question, how I can just do something like that and just put it to the side and not even think about it. But that's just a game of football, honestly. I mean, if you start worrying about throwing a pick, you're just going to be scared to keep throwing the ball after that. I mean, a gunslinger throws the ball. I mean, stuff happens sometimes, but it is what it is.
All right, so you were very effective running the football against Marshall, but it seems like you embrace the contact when something like that happens. Tell us your mentality as you're carrying the ball and you're trying to make a play.
I'm just trying to make a play, like you said. Obviously, I got to be smart. If there's three guys, obviously I'm not going to try to get that contact. But if it's a one-on-one, obviously I'm gonna try to do something, make something shake. But I do it more for like the crowd and my teammates on the sideline, because if they say me going hard and me getting into contact, and obviously like I win that contact, they're going to get super excited. The crowd's going to get excited. My teammates is going to get an extra boost of motivation, like, oh, Joey's doing it, let me do it too. So
you tried to jump over some people against ECU. Take us through that one.
Yeah, I gotta find another play to get a cleaner jump this year. But
wait a minute, you want to try it again?
Yeah, I gotta get a cleaner one. But honestly, right when I pulled it, I just told myself I was gonna jump. Like, you made up your mind right away. Right when I pulled the ball from the running back, I told myself, like, I'm gonna jump. Because if you don't dedicate it to jumping, it could be worse. So
what did Ponce say to you after that happened, and what did you say in response?
He told me, he said, son, you can't be doing that stuff. He said, you can't be trying to jump over people. But I just was like, yeah, all right, I got you, coach.
I'm gonna jump a little higher next time, just so that I don't get hit.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I just gotta get my left leg over, coach, and I'll be good.
All right, I feel like we need to take a break after that. That's tremendous, though. All right, we will have a few more minutes left with Joey Aguilar. We got some questions we want to get to him from our audience, so we will get to those after this timeout. We are live at River Street Ale House. Come on back for more Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge right after this.
University takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our award-winning high-speed nationwide network. We offer the latest devices and technology at a great value with an exceptional local customer service experience that you deserve. Try us risk-free for 30 days. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers.
Mountaineer Talk postgame is presented by Town Tavern Blowing Rock and River Street Ale House, your high country football headquarters. Our great food and drink specials are available throughout the week. Visit us every Thursday for our famous wing night, Mondays for taco night, and Tuesdays for half-price pizzas. Then, as always, we will have all the games on our high-def TVs for a weekend full of football. Come see us at Town Tavern Blowing Rock and River Street Ale House, or visit our newest location, Town Tavern of Banner Elk.
It is great to be a Mountaineer.
The home of the Mountaineers. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Vesco Toyota Lift, family owned and operated, has been the exclusive Toyota forklift distributor serving Western North Carolina for over 40 years. Vesco's service department has the experience to keep your equipment running safely and efficiently. Let Vesco's team of local and resident technicians go to work for your business. We open at 6 a.m. and offer 24/7 emergency service. Vesco rents forklifts, scissor lifts, boom lifts, scrubbers, trailer spotter, burden carrier, and 4-directional combi lifts. Vesco has you covered. Call us today at 1-800-951-3131 or visit us online at vescoforklifts.com. Give your business a big lift today.
Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing is an App State alumni-owned full-service geotechnical engineering, environmental, construction materials testing, and special inspections consulting firm based in Hickory. Maintaining pace with the latest technology and developments allows us to provide cost-effective services. The high number of returning clients reflect their confidence in our staff and our ability to provide quality results. Visit us at cvet.net to learn more. Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got a few more minutes left on the program. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight at River Street Ale House for Mountaineer Talk. We're visiting with quarterback Joey Aguilar. I want to spend our last few minutes getting to some of the audience questions, so let's check in with Lee. Lee asked, Joey, love how you express your faith. What is your favorite memory so far or favorite thing about being at App State?
Favorite memory is definitely just playing football. I mean, as a kid, I grew up wanting to play Division I and at the college level, so App State's done a lot for me, not even football program, but like the community showing a lot of love, being a across the country kind of guy. So yeah. Definitely football has been the best for me here, and golfing. Yeah. All right, so Stephanie says, this isn't really a question, but I'm going to read it anyway because she has something positive to say to you, and she says, Joey, you have what it takes, keep balling, and stay positive. How are you kind of making sure that you stay in a positive mindset, not just with what's happening on the field, but everything that's been around our community and seeing the devastation around? I mean, how do you personally, are you able to keep going, keep fighting, keep digging, whatever you want to say in terms of whether it's football or non-football? How do you kind of try to stay positive in your mind? Jesus and praying. I mean, he does a lot. I give all the glory to him. So, I mean, that's really all it is. I mean, as a person, for me, as a captain and a quarterback for my team, if everybody sees me down and everybody sees me not doing great, the energy feeds off to everybody else. So I believe my role is to keep everybody up and basically be the person. If somebody is down, go talk to him, and if somebody needs something, come to me. So that, I mean, it's a lot on me, but at the same time, like, I don't really mind it. I mean, I'm super, I don't know if I can say energetic, but I'm outgoing. I could pretty much talk to anybody. So
yeah. It seems like, I mean, I got a chance to watch you guys practice today. It seems like there's a lot of energy and spirit at practice right now this week. How would you describe it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we were in the same position last year. I mean, 2 and 3 obviously is not where we want to be, but the energy and the spirits is not low. I mean, we could still go on a run and finish things out how we're supposed to finish. So the team believes, and that's really all that matters.
Yeah. We spent a little bit of time asking Coach Ponce about the improvement of the offensive line. Where have you seen the growth of the guys up front?
Definitely. I mean, they've been showing a lot. I mean, they got a lot of heart and a lot of passion, and that's really key for an offense to move is the O-line. So they're getting the run game going, great in pass pro, and I just told them we just got to give a little more every play and every game. We just got to give a little more. They have been.
Well, appreciate everything you do on the field and off the field. You and the rest of your teammates, you guys have done so much to volunteer your time, help support the people around here. So I want to thank you for that, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Good to see you, Joey.
You too.
Joey Aguilar joining us on the program. That's going to do it for tonight's show. Our thanks to him. Our thanks to Frank Ponce, our offensive coordinator, and head coach Shawn Clark for joining us on tonight's show. And thank you to all of you for being here at Ale House and those of you watching and listening for tonight's show. Saturday Saturday, it's App State and Louisiana, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. Our broadcast begins at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. That'll be our next broadcast here on the Appalachian Sports Network. So we will see you again for our next episode of Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. And until we talk to you from Lafayette, have a great night, everybody, and go App.
Listening to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield. Tonight's show has been brought to you by the Allen Tate Companies. Hey Mountaineers, Allen Tate Realtors is the official realtor of App State Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Allen Tate today for all your real estate needs. Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward. The proceeding is a Learfield presentation of the Appalachian Sports Network.